Hello my friends, so this is Body Hacking Project and this channel dedicated to health, to biohacking tools, like science-based tools. I've been doing this for the last 15 years and this is my another channel on English language, and I'm sharing my personal experience. But today I'm going to focus on extremely important stuff actually, and let's talk about loneliness and how it actually may impact your brain, because it's important topic and not a bunch of information about this on YouTube, unfortunately. I'm not a professional and not like psychologist or something, so I just wanted to share my personal experience. I got this experience in the past and I should say it wasn't a very pleasant experience for me. So I want to share how I was able to cope with it. So yeah, just stick with me guys, it's going to be helpful if you in something like this situation in your life. So loneliness guys, it's not just feeling sad and being upset, and this actually impacting both your mental and physical health. In your brain, how your brain is processing information, your mood, you may feel depressed, and this may deeply impact your mentality, even your personality guys. Just for example, everything just science-based. If you feel alone, like if some loneliness in your life right now, so you actually starting seeing this world like more threatening, and everything around you just not pleasant, guys. And it was some study saying if you actually alone, so it may even impact later phases in your life, like for example, like early dementia or something. And this is stuff working not in a good way for your brain, guys. So being alone actually for body, that means actually being in stress. It's actually like raising your cortisol level in your blood, and it's like stress. It's like chronic stress, guys. And it's something you better to deal with. So yeah, loneliness, it's a powerful state of your mind, which actually may lead to depression and anxiety. And yeah, so how to cope with it? What actually you can do about this? So before we go, I'm going to share my personal experience in my life and what I did wrong, and I want you to avoid doing this in your life, because actually it's pretty obvious to go exactly that way what I did, but it was wrong and it wasn't working for me, and avoid to doing this in your life, okay? So when I was about 23 years old, I moved from a very small city in Ukraine, like in the south part of Ukraine. I moved to Kyiv, like much bigger capital city of Ukraine. This is like about 5 million people. It's very big city, guys, and it's so easy to get lost in the city, especially if you're moving alone. What exactly happened to me? I just decided to move, to do this, brave step to start my new life in this big city. And I didn't know anybody in the city. I was absolutely alone, guys. I got some apartment like for my first year. It was like very small apartment, 1-bedroom apartment, and it was extremely small, guys. And yeah, I remember this year it was fall. And it's like everything around you is already like kind of depressed, like when you see these fading leaves, like it's of course it's about beautiful part like in October, in mid-October or something, but then everything just started to be preparing to the winter time. It's actually kind of looking a bit depressed, guys. Like it's great pictures what you can see around you, and that's the best time to get some stress, guys, about everything what is happening in your life. So I was just trying to build my new life. I was trying to find my job, to be able to pay my bills, to buy something, and I was absolutely alone, guys. And I remember this apartment, it was like winter time, and it was so cold this winter time. I mean inside of my apartment, because it was some issue with my windows, and I wasn't able to fix it quickly, because actually I didn't have so much money at the time to be able to fix it. And I remember like this first winter, it was like the temperature inside of my apartment was around, I believe, like 12 degrees Celsius, 12 and like 13. It was actually going closer to 10 or 11 positive Celsius, guys. It's very cold. Sometimes it's like the temperature of outside of your house. I remember some nights in this apartment when I needed actually to cover my head with a hat, like winter hat, to keep my head warm, guys. That's how cold it was. And I used like a bunch of coverage to sleep in the warm bed, because it was so cold. Like my batteries, they just wasn't working. My heating system wasn't working fine in this apartment. as well, because like it's usually housework, and when it's like first floor in a multi-story building, you know, guys, so it was very cold and very depressed. And yeah, it wasn't a pleasant time for me. So I was alone, absolutely alone. So I'm this type of personality, you know, when like I prefer to stay actually alone than try to build any relationships, you know, like I am more like about quality. And like I didn't have like a girlfriend this year, like the entire year, no girlfriend, no friends, like at all, guys. I'm absolutely new to this city, and I didn't want to go just to meet like any girls on the street, you know, guys. I used to do it before, like when I was when I lived in my house, in my hometown where I moved from. So it was pretty easy to me, like build like some new connections. It was absolutely easy to me, like to meet somebody. But this is the city where I was born, and this is new city, and I didn't want to just go to the street and like to catch any random girl just to start any relationships, and just to not feel alone, guys. It's not a good idea. So for me personally, and I'm more like to find like true relationships, you know, like yeah, I need to feel something. So it should be sincere to me, you know, guys, and it's not something just to have fun. I don't know, to just to use somebody to not feel alone, you know, guys. No, this is not my way. So I decided to like I didn't find anybody this year. I didn't meet anybody, no friends, no girlfriends. Yeah, I was absolutely alone, and it's about deep loneliness, guys. It's about depression. Sometimes it's going pretty close to anxiety or something. So yeah, but you know, I remember this year very well, and it wasn't easy to me. But I started thinking, so maybe I just need to focus on my work, you know, because I found some job. It was like it was pretty good one, pretty decent one, but it was like absolutely basic stuff. Especially considering like I got my pretty good education, but it was not an easy year. I remember it was 2010. If you remember this crisis, like of 2008, 2009 years, so it wasn't the easy years in the world, like economically, you know, guys. And I was able to find some absolutely basic stuff in some store, like in Canada, in US, you may see something like Home Depot. This is something what was my first job in Kyiv, and it wasn't easy at all. It was really hard working job, you know. I needed to work a lot with my hands and of course with my brains. I was like sales manager, but I needed to work a lot with like physically, you know, guys, what I'm trying to say. So, and I decided, so I probably will just focus on this job, and that's it. I have a bunch of colleagues. It was like about 50 or 60 folks in this department. It was a bunch of people around me. And this is huge city around you, but you still feel alone, you know, guys. It doesn't matter how many people around you, you still can feel alone. I totally understand you guys. And I decided to focus on my job, and I was wrong, because maybe you may think the same way, but this is just not working, guys. Unless you just extremely love your work, it's something you absolutely dreaming to do. This is like your dream become true when you found this job. Maybe this is your case, and maybe you probably need to focus on your work, you know, to become better, to improve yourself. Maybe this is a solution for you, but for me it wasn't like something I was dreaming about a bunch of years just to start doing in Kyiv. It was more like survival job, you know, guys. And I think you know what I'm saying. Like, it's something happening when you move into another city or another country. You just trying to find some survival job. And no, it didn't help me to not feel alone or something. I still was alone, like all this year, even working with a bunch of people around me. So I was wrong. This is just not working like at all, at least for me. So yeah, this wasn't a solution to focus on my work. Yeah, just another heads up, guys. If you're going to think like at this time, if you're going to create some family, for example, you think maybe you're alone, maybe you need some family, maybe you need to start some relationship this time, and to quickly create some family, to get like to become a married guy, or if you girl, like to become a married couple, you know. This is actually another huge mistake, guys. Never think this way. If you alone, you better to start first to feel happiness inside you. You need to handle this loneliness, you need to find yourself, you need to find something to focus on, what actually is going to make you happy, guys. And this is something we're going to discuss later, what actually worked for me in an awesome way, and I'm going to share what I did for me. But I just want to give you a heads up, guys. Don't think even about starting some family when you're experiencing something like this in your life. This is not a good idea. Of course, I'm not saying you should not date with somebody and avoid like any connection with like another person, you know, guys. Like if you want to meet some girl, just go ahead, and if you like it to find her or him, so you like it. But don't try to build immediately some family just to not feel alone, guys. This is absolutely a bad idea. You will create absolutely unhappy family, and this will impact, if you're going to create a kids or something, this is going to impact everything in the future. So just focus on yourself first. And this is my advice for you. So what I did actually, what was working for me awesome. So everybody has some interest in your life. Like you may interested about something. Like, I don't know, for me it was every time it was information around health. Like I was going to the gym and I was learning a bunch of information about health, about workout, about biohacking. I already started some biohacking practicing, like cold plunging or something. I was about to start all this in my life. That was exactly this year when I started doing something like this. And yeah, I just decided to do whatever I love to do in my life. You know, I was just trying to do some small steps. I don't know, like to go to the gym, for example. I was trying to explore some area around me, to find some gyms, like, but this should be not gym when like nobody inside the gym, like not some small local gym. Maybe it's worth to find some a bit better, maybe a bit more pricey, but it should be more folks inside of this gym. I'm not saying it should be like crowded. No, at least it should somebody to be in this gym. Like, and you go to this gym, around you it's a bunch of people which actually like pretty similar to you, you know, guys. And when you're building your body, you're focusing on something, you try and actually like to control something. And by building your body, you're controlling your life, you know. This is like exactly this feeling of control of your life, what you actually may dreaming about this time in your life. And that's what I did. So I was just I was trying to recover my physique, you know. I was trying to focus on my body to create a better shape. I was going to the gym like maybe like 3 times a week at least, and I met some folks in this gym. So I started doing some small conversation. I don't know, like in gym, don't try to bother a lot somebody around you, but you can just say hello, hey, how are you doing? Like you may ask some advice. I don't know, for example, if it's about gym, just even if you know the answer, just go to somebody in the gym, just some guy, you know, who is doing some exercising, and just ask about some advice, you know, guys. Just start some simple conversation, small steps, baby steps. And that's what's worked for me. I was able to find some friends, you know, guys. Another way, if you love something, if you love to paint in something, I don't know, maybe you love to do some handmade work, I don't know, to go to something, to explore your area, to find some classes where you can improve yourself in the field you love actually, and you can build some new relationships in this. You can find people like pretty similar to you with the same interests, you know, guys, and you can build your network this way. And this is going to be about quality, not like random people in your life, you know. This is about somebody who actually may think the same way as you do, and it's going to be very helpful to you. So this is something I would advise you to do, and this actually worked for me very nice. Saying about my job, so I built some relationship. I built very nice relationship with my friends. I was lucky enough to find very good friends, but it took me like a couple of years to build this friendship. And it's not about this first year, so it's not something that's going to be fix your situation like fast, you know, guys. It's not how it's working. You better to go to some places outside of your work, outside of your house, and just start meeting people, start to have the small conversation, like small talking, like we used to have here in Canada, for example, or in US. I believe you guys have the same practice to have the small talking. I believe, I don't know, I didn't visit US never. So yeah, how to escape this loneliness? It's not only about like going to some classes or going to the gym. You may find something like in the digital world. You know, right now I'm a web developer, so I'm pretty technical guy, but at the same time, I'm trying to build some social connections, you know, guys, because it's like this is like what we are as humans, you know, as a humans beings. Even if you're introverted type of personality, you still need to have some connections, you know, like some socializations, because that's important for us. And yeah, you can go like online, you can find somebody online. I don't know, for example, you can start playing some games. I used to play a lot of games like when I was a teenager in school. In the school times, you know, I was playing a lot of some online gaming, so we were able to play online. You can meet somebody online. This way you can build some networking online. This actually maybe also a solution for you, but just do it wisely. Don't spend a lot of time online, guys. This is not going to make you happy, guys. Maybe spend some time, maybe like 30%, I don't know, you can spend online, and try to spend at least 70% outside of your house. Just go somewhere, breathe some air, I don't know, so get some physical activity, because physical activity is actually it's on your cell level, it's actually make you happy, guys, much happier. So when you're working physically, for example, it's making you happier. You feel like this positive energy inside of your body, and it's no place for depression in this body, no place for anxiety. If you're working heavily in the gym, I mean like very heavy, and don't harm yourself, okay? So get some advice from a professional, from some trainer, but you need to work heavy. And this way you can build some muscle and you can handle the situation with like depression. So this is working awesome, guys. Have a walk outside of your house, meet somebody. So spend at least 70% of your time outside. This is, guys, very important to keep in mind. Another nice tool I want to share with you guys, it's something like Meetups application or something. Just find some local meetings in your city. For example, if Toronto, you can use like Meetup application, and you can just find somebody with the same interest of you and visit some events, and also local events, some local performances where actually you can have some networking, like small networking. And if you're going to do it like pretty often, I don't know, like at least once a week, maybe even a couple of times a week, you actually like almost 100% you're going to build some relationship. And just don't stay inside of you, you know, just be brave enough to have this first step. Just do it, and that's it. Don't think a lot, just 3 seconds rule, you know, guys. That's working awesome. Just if you're going to do something, do it in the next 3 seconds, guys. If you see somebody and you're going to ask something about this person, just go and ask immediately. Don't hesitate, you know, guys. For example, if you see some beautiful girl and she just staying just close to you, so if nobody around, if you sure like she's alone, 3 seconds rule, just go and meet her. Just ask, hey, how are you doing and what are you doing here? So yeah, how's your day? I don't know, ask something. And just go for a coffee, and this is going to be very awesome for you. And yes, just go to visit some local events. It's going to be very fun for you. And this kind of solution, guys, I would go maybe like even in the first place with this tool. But anyway, if everything is just not working for you and you still like too close in yourself, like you closed absolutely and you don't want to meet anybody, maybe it's time to seek some professional help. This is absolutely okay, guys. Find some therapist and just talk to somebody. Just try to explain what is going on in your life. Just try to explain that actually you are struggling to build some new relationships, to meet somebody, to talk to somebody. Don't stay alone, guys. A bunch of people, a bunch of folks around you are the same. They have the same problems as you. I had the same problem. Now I have a family, like I have a pretty nice life, even considering a bunch of stress in my life happening in the last years, especially after moving from Ukraine. I saw this real war stuff, you know, guys. I saw it. I was there, like this first day. But I was lucky enough to manage to escape and legally. And I live now in Canada, and yeah, I have my family. It's already like 8 years, I believe. Like my family exists, and this is absolutely awesome to have a family, and you can every time to speak with anybody in your family, with your wife, for example, but sometimes you just need to ask some professional help. Like any therapist, it's going to be a good solution for you. So just to speak to somebody. And yeah, guys, just do these baby steps, you know, just small steps towards your happiness, towards your building some networks. This is a powerful tool, you know, to have these human connections, human network. This socialization is a powerful tool to build like healthier life, and this is something you need to start with if you're going to practice something like biohacking to improve your health. You need to solve this loneliness, guys. And I hope this video was helpful for you. This was my desire to share my personal experience, because you may run into something through the same in your life right now. And yeah, I hope you found this actually like helpful. And thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're going to see something like to know something about health information, about biohacking tool, about cold plunging. I have a bunch of experience about this, and you know how to get a better version of yourself, to be strong mentally, to have a strong mentality, strong bodies, to be healthier. So yeah, just follow me on this channel, and yeah guys, I'm going to catch you in the next video, and see you. Bye bye. Peace out.